going to read out the end of this particular review for Arc of Infinity here in the DWRG. It's rather lengthy. It's Thomas Coulson's, published on the 2nd of the 10th, 18. It was titled While Europe Slept. I'm just going to read out the final portion here. Doctor Who was at best when being uncomfortably hard-hitting, when Genesis and Legopolis were, for want of a better word, hurt. Even that's botched by the cop-out need to acknowledge Omega might have survived as canon precedent dictates. Mark Kermode cited among his favourite films 1970s teen love story Jeremy. Its heartbreaking ending left him in despair. He spent his youth wanting a sequel reuniting its teen lovers in a happy ending. The film's power is it doesn't do that. In later decades, Jeremy could have lost its ending to demands of test screen audiences who didn't want its ending on a downer, but a happy ending would have made Jeremy a weaker film, ruining what made it uniquely special. Effectively, Ian Levine was J&T's singular fan test screen audience, correcting continuity but ultimately okaying Warriors, Resurrection, and Attack's downbeat tabloid nastiness. But troublingly, these stories' on-screen horrors reflected fandom's tabloid sociopathic disposition for deaths concerning untroublingly unlikable characters, allowing the Doctor to quickly move on after a tokenist remorse. Fans fooled themselves this is genuinely challenging to mainstream viewers rather than simply repellent. Davison was billed with a new age sensitive Doctor, but a sensitivity born of naive, upper-class Eton-esque privileged security, not passionate, crusading moral struggle, overcoming battlefield trials and pain, like Tom's Doctor had, whereas Pertwee and Tom's Doctor often showed cheery enthusiasm and relish for violent conflict, unnerving their Zygon foes. Davison was required to seem horrified, burdened, saddened, and mawkishly remorseful over taking any violent action to exhibit his superior moral nature, a Barbara Bain-esque feminized cipher, the obligatory insipid, morally chastening voice. We've lost his lust for danger, qualities that gave him character and spirit, without which he didn't make sense as an adventuring crusader who carried on despite how grim events got. Davison could only be envisioned giving up despairingly. Davison blasts Omega, whilst adamantly refusing to look anything but regretfully remorseful. Initially, this seemed to characterize his special empathy and respect for Omega. When Warriors repeated this trait ad nauseum, it became a vacuous trademark of Davison's impotence at anything else. Last season, Davison seemed to be refreshing the brand, racing against the clock in Earthshock. Now he's already looking like throwing in and needing replacing. Tegan constantly complained about wanting returning home. Her tears bookending time flight, having gotten her wish, she seemed insincere, yet it could have been an appropriate bittersweet goodbye if she'd stayed gone. Davison meeting Tegan again, through her contrived cousin Collins, another coincidence too far. The only reason Tegan returns to this dangerous life is J&T wishes it. Saving her return until the Five Doctors via time scoop would have provided some damage limitation. Realistically, Adric's death should have put her off TARDIS life forever, but the makers don't care, so how can we?